Hello and welcome to another edition of Toys from the Attic, where we're taking a look at another set of Transformers Titans Returns characters, and this time it's going to be Brawn and Apeface. I'm going to start off with Brawn here in his little vehicle mode. I guess it's somewhat reminiscent of his original G1 Jeep / off-road vehicle, even though he was never really a Headmaster character. Yes, I know they're supposed to be Titans Returns, but to me they're Headmasters and Target Masters. You can see a little bit of hints of the headlights right here and the little grill to his car, and I guess that part right here could have, if it was painted black, would be a windshield of some sort. However, he, instead of sporting the little wheels, he's now sporting some weird little tank treads. None of these guys actually roll, and in my opinion this vehicle mode is okay. It's probably the second best mode that he actually has, his gun mode being the first, and then the little vehicle mode that the Titans Return guy can ride around on being the last. We'll get to that in a second. Another thing I'm not really sure about is what the holes are supposed to be back here on his feet. Most of the other Titans Returns characters, you would pretend that these are guns that could shoot out at the enemies. If that's the case, then he can only shoot from the rear. I guess maybe it's supposed to be the cabin of, or the head roof of his car. Yeah, I'm not really sure on this one. Now to transform this guy into the gun mode, you're just going to flip these parts around. And then if you can, try to pull this down without having little Headmaster guy pop off, as you can see it's wanting to do right now. Alright, just wiggle him down in place, and there you go. He's pretty much in his gun mode right now. You see the two barrels, extra barrels right there, and I guess you could pretend that the headlights are barrels as well, ready to be held by either Decepticon or Autobot. Now to transform him into the vehicle mode, you're just going to flip these parts around. Oh, and flip the little handle back up. Pop Brawn out of his socket, flip this all the way around. And I guess it's supposed to be some sort of Cybertronian jet ski bike, hover bike. I'm not really quite sure on this one. And before I get into that, I guess I should talk about Brawn's head sculpt is actually pretty good for his Headmaster mode. It looks like it stepped right out of the original Generation 1 cartoon, even though, like I said, he was never really a Headmaster. To transform him, you just pull his little hips around, pull his knees down. You can see that all these guys have the same amount of articulation, hip bend, knee bend. Arms on a little bit of a ball swivel. Just get a little bit of movement right there, and head in a ball swivel too. I wish the head was painted just a little bit to match the color scheme right here to make it seem like this is just a smaller version of Brawn himself. Now to get him in here is a little bit of a tricky situation. To get those pegs right on here, you have to bend his knees back and really force him in there. I don't know if that's just mine or if it's all of them, but it's kind of really hard. And then pushing him forward, you're going to hope that he doesn't actually pop off of there. And there you go. He's actually now riding his little motorcycle jet ski thingy, and yeah, this vehicle doesn't really do anything for me. It just seems a little weird. Looks like it would handle sharp turns okay, I guess, but it might want to flip over. I don't really like this as a vehicle mode. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I might be being redundant, but yeah, it just seems kind of weird. I much prefer him in his vehicle mode or his gun mode, actually. There's not really much else to say about Brawn. I do like the color scheme on him, and I guess the head sculpt as well. So if you guys like him, go ahead and check him out or pick him up. But let's go ahead and move on to Apeface now. Alright, so here we have Apeface. Now this guy is actually the one I was most excited about when I saw him advertised, just because I remember the original Generation 1 cartoon version of this guy. I think my cousin actually had him, but it was lost when he moved, so it was never able to be passed down to me. There's just something always neat about a robot that could also turn into a giant ape as well. And I will say that this guy is both fierce looking and adorable at the same time. I just like his little compact apish form right here. And a little red visor with a little kind of furrowed brow, and I hope you can see the little sculpted teeth in there. That's what actually makes him look fierce, like he's just ready to go ahead and attack you. I also like the addition that they were able to sculpt what looked like little hands right in here for his forearms. They could have just been lazy and had the jets go forward like this, but no, they added a lot of nice little detail for his little beast mode, as it were, right now. Now his little Titans Return guy just rests right here up on the back, which is okay. It actually makes it look like he's actually riding this giant ape, but it doesn't really want to stay on all that well. You can see that he just popped off right now, and you kind of have to bend him back if you really want to force him on there, and then when you're moving him forward, he has a tendency to get loose again. So that's one of my only downsides. There's actually two things I question on this guy, and that's one of them. Now little Titans Returns guys, they have the same amount of articulation as always. It's just, yeah, it's pretty simple. I wish that the head sculpt right here had just a touch of silver right there for his mouth plate, or the head was actually purple as well, just to kind of match little Titans Return has head mode right here, which I actually really like the sculpt of here. It seems like the most Decepticon-ish head out of all the little Titans Returns characters. It's just, yeah, it's just something about the silver and purple that I really dig. Now, in my opinion, Apeface's ape mode is actually the best, with his jet mode being second and his gun mode being third. But that's the one we're going to take him into next. And here's the other thing I question, is just the placement of his gun mode handle. You can see might be a little inappropriate to some. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. You're just going to flip the little nose cone of his jet around. Move his arms forward right here. And we're going to get our little Titans Return guy right here in the plugged into place, so he can now become the target master. And there you go, he's now in his gun mode to be held by either Decepticons or Autobots. The little jets of his jet mode, or his arms, are going to be forming the 2 extra barrels. I guess you can pretend that maybe the little headlights right here, or little those little flat parts, are extra little barrels right here, making it a triple shot gun of some sort. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to have like a gun with these 2 barrels that are shooting way off out of the distance. I mean, if someone's standing right in the middle, they're going to be safe. Like I said, his gun mode it's pretty good. It's okay, but let's actually move into his jet mode. You're going to move his little handle right around like that. Move his arms back like so. And there you go. He's now this pudgy little cute jet. Even here it's kind of adorable. You can see the little black for the cockpit. The Titans Return guy helps hide a lot of that cavity right there. It's pretty well. It just seems to blend in very nicely. Now on the underside, you can still see his face and a lot of extra little kibble right down here. But when you have this guy displayed, he's mostly going to be down on the ground, so you're not really going to be seeing that unless you want to be like me and sometimes fly him around your room just for a laugh. There's not really much else to say. Oh, I also like the little Decepticon logo they were able to add right on the side right here. Sometimes with these little small guys, you can kind of miss details like that. Anyways, this has been a look at Transformers Titans Return Apeface. Once again, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you've seen today, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment below in the comment section. Any advice for the show will be greatly appreciated. Who knows, something you suggest may appear on the show in the future.